Hello everyone, welcome back to my page, Life with Arike. So for today we're going to be making some seafood boil. If you're a seafood lover, gather here, let's make some delicious recipe together. So you can see they look so delicious. It's going to be a very delicious and very easy one to make. Let me say that, but it's a lot of process. Don't let me lie to you. So first of all, I have my crab that I'm going to be using for this process. Please wash your crab really good. First of all, they have like a little something on their on the shell, like little eggs. So I try to scrape with my knife. Then after that, I scrub it real good with my sponge. Then after that, I'm gonna be using some turkey sausage because I can only have the turkey or the beef. I have my corn and I'm going to be using some cooked shrimp. You can use the raw shrimp if you want, but I decided to use the cooked one. I have my mini potato, like a baby potatoes, that I'm going to be using for this recipe. And of course, we need a lot of onions. Trust me, if you don't like onion, you can definitely cut it down to any amount you prefer. But for this one, we need a lot of onions. And also, I'm going to be using my crushed garlic. You can use the fresh one if you prefer. You don't have to use the already made in the pack. So I have my all-purpose seasoning powder. I have my onion uh, powder. I have my parsley flakes. I have my Goya seasoning. I have my chicken bouillon. I have my black peppers. I have the red peppers, and I also have the garlic and parsley powder. Feel free to use any choice of your seasoning, but this is what I'm going to be using for this recipe. So after that, we're going to put our potatoes into a boil, and also I also had my corn together with it to boil along together. I had some water and I'm going to leave it on the stove to boil for almost 30 minutes or until they are well soft. Then after that, I'm going to add some salt for taste, then keep it covered and let it do its work. So while boiling my potato, on the other side, I'm going to start working on my the crabs. I'm going to set everything into my aluminum foil, the tray. Then after that, I put everything together. Then I'm going to prep some butter mix, like just to season up the crab meat because, because of the shell, and it's very hard to get all the seasoning inside. So I try to make a little bit mix, like seasoning, so that it's going to boil along with the crab. So I had some butter. Please be generous when you are trying to use your butter. I had some butter into my pot. I had my crushed garlic, mix everything together. Then also I'm going to be adding some black pepper into the melted butter. Then I will add my onion powder, like I said, just for the flavor for the crab to be well marinated because of the shell. I had some onion powder. Then I'm going to be mixing everything together. Then after that, I'm going to add some Cajun seasoning powder. Then also, I'm going to add a little bit of salt on my crab. While I was trying to do that, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube page, Life with Arike. I also have a Facebook. You can see me on Instagram. And don't forget to click the like or the notification bell so that anytime I upload a new video, you're going to be notified right away. And I want to say thank you to all of you that you have already subscribed, and everyone that have been watching my video. I want to say thank you. I really appreciate your love and support. I do not take it for granted. So let's go back to the recipe. I had some salt onto my crab. Then after that, I'm going to add my sausages. You see, I'm using, like I said, I'm using turkey sausage. You can use anyone you prefer, but I'm going to be using turkey sausage. Then I will be adding my seasoning, melted seasoning onto the crab. Then I would just keep it covered at this point and let it steam in my oven for almost 30 to 40 minutes. Don't be surprised when I'm cooking. I don't measure because I do this every single time, and you can just use and it depends on amount of food you are cooking. So most of the time I don't really think it's necessary for me to be saying amount of the seasoning that I had, because everybody cook different amounts of food. So I keep it covered, well covered, and I'm going to throw it into my oven and let it be there, let it boil for about 30 to 40 minutes, and just to keep the crab boil before we add every other thing. So I left it in my oven, sorry. Then I'm going to move to my shrimp. At this point, I'm going to be adding my garlic and parsley powder onto my shrimp. Like I said, it's a cooked shrimp, but I just want to spice it up a little bit. I'm just going to go light. I had a little bit of salt, you can see a little bit pinch of salt into my shrimp. Then after that, I'm just going to add black peppers. I try as much as possible to go light on my shrimp so that it's not going to be too salty. Then I'm going to add some oil, some cooking oil on it. Then after that, I'm going to mix everything together with a little bit of seasoning powder, the Goya, the Sanzo, yeah, they're seasoning a little bit of it into the shrimp. Then after that, I'm going to rinse my hand real good, because my culture, they used to say, atele oweni kintonije, meaning your hand, your palm will never deceive you. So most of the time when I'm cooking, I try to use my hand. It's like that is what is giving me the measurement. That is why I don't measure most of the time, because my palm is what is directing me with my cooking. That is why we are not really used. I was raised like that. We don't really measure when we are cooking. And trust me, at the end of the day, our hand is the perfect I don't know what to say. The instructor that will the food always come out nice, because that is how we are raised. So that is the meaning of the proverb, atele weni kintonije. So let's go back to this recipe. So I had my shrimp into my cooking pot. I'm just going to let it fry for about 4 to 5 minutes, just a little bit, so that the seasoning is going to be spice up the shrimp, just to give some taste, because when they come like that from the pack, from the store, they don't really have a good taste, because I think they just boil them like that. But I try to season up a little bit, and that is going. I went back, check on my corns and my potato. They are boiling real good, and my shrimp is already fried for a couple of minutes. Then after that, I set it aside. Then I'm going to start working on the sauce for the crab together. So like I said, be generous with your butter. I don't even know I'm running out of butter at home, but I try to use the amounts that I have at home. So I scooped some butter into my cooking pot. I'm going to fry it and let it melt a little bit. Then after that, I'm going to be adding some of my crushed garlic powder. Garlic into the melted butter. Like I said earlier, you can definitely use the fresh garlic. It's more preferable, but trust me, most of the time I don't even remember I didn't have a fresh garlic in the house. So in case of that, I need a garlic. I always have this in my fridge. So I had my chopped onion. Be generous with your onions too, but if you don't like onion, it's up to you. You can reduce the amount of onion. I have the little bit of salt. Then I'm going to be adding all my spices together into the melted butter. First of all, I'm going to add my black peppers. Then you can see I don't measure. Then after that, I'm going to be adding my smoked paprika. The smoked one is much better than just the regular one. I had my Cajun seasoning, and I had my salt-free all-purpose seasoning powder. Then I had my crushed red peppers, just for extra spicy. If you don't want it spicy, you can skip that one. Then I also had my chicken bouillon. I had my garlic and parsley powder. Everything all mixed together. Then after that, I'm just going to mix everything together, well combined. Then, we're going to be getting ready. But before I forget, I'm going to add some extra parsley flakes. You can use the fresh one instead. Then I had my shrimp with the water. It came out with a little bit of water because I'm going to need the water. I had the shrimp. Then lastly, I'm going to be adding my Sanzo seasoning powder. And everything is good. I set it aside, went back, check on my crab to see how it's doing so far. So next thing I'm gonna I took my crab meats out from my oven. You can see the still looks so good and very delicious, and the crab is not cooked all through. You can barely tell from the camera. So after that, I had my corns and my potatoes together on top of the crab. Then I'm going to be adding all my stew or sauce, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to be adding everything into the crab to marinate and to sit together. I had extra water because I really wanted to mix everything to together. At this point, I had my shrimp with the water on the shrimp, just everything to mix together. I try to wiggle it, so that everything well combined together. Then after that, we're going to be transferring everything back into the oven. So let's get it started again. I keep it covered, then I'm going to transfer back in the oven for about 30 to 40 minutes, depends on the kind of oven you are using. So because I didn't make enough stew or enough sauce earlier, after adding it to my crab, so I have to make another one extra again. You see, I'm just going to repeat the same process that I did earlier with the butter, onion, garlic, all my spices. I'm just going to repeat the same process because, like I said, I didn't have enough that will so that when everything is ready, I have to add some stew on top of it. That is the way I want it. So I decided to make another one again. At this point, I'm running out of butter. I have to add extra cooking oil to make it together, to give me well moist. So I had some extra cooking oil, just a little bit. I had a little bit water. I keep it covered and you can see, voila, everything looked great. And I checked the taste. It tastes so nice and perfect, just like the first one I made earlier. Then I boiled some egg. Then after that, I peeled my egg, of course, and I had the eggs into the stew just to be well coated in the stew. And I went back, checked all my seafood. Everything is set. Everything is ready. I just have to add my last stew on top of it so that, you can be scooping everything together when you are trying to eat. Trust me, this is so good. We set it aside. We set it up on my dining table. Everybody enjoy. We love it. My kids were so happy because they know it takes a lot of time to make a seafood boil, but at the end of the day, it's really worth it. Look at how beautiful and how presentable they look. This is really delicious and is very tasty. So lastly, I just add a little bit of lime. I squeeze a little bit on top of it, just to give it like extra taste. Let me know what you think about this recipe. I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you for watching and have a blessed day. Let me know in your comments if you are gonna give it a try and let me know what you think about it. Bye.